This knowledge first he had of time-born men, admitted through a curtain of bright mind that hangs between our thoughts and absolute sight. He found the occult cave, the mystic door, near to the well of vision in the soul, and entered where the wings of glory brood, in the silent space where all is forever known. This is so very important. We have to take it very slowly. Because Sri Aurobindo is speaking here of himself. It's absolutely autobiographical. He says this knowledge he had first of time-born men. That means all through the evolution of humanity, no one has had this before Sri Aurobindo. Not Christ, not Krishna, not Buddha, none of them. This knowledge, he wouldn't write it if he didn't have it. He said, I only write what I've experienced or felt. And so he says, this knowledge first he had of time-born men. And there's a full stop at the end of the sentence. Admitted through a curtain of bright mind. So, you see, this mind is bright where he's gone through. He's been admitted through this curtain. It's been pulled aside for him. And what is this curtain? It's something that hangs between our thoughts and absolute sight. And that's what we call the spiritual planes of consciousness. He found the occult cave, the mystic door, near to the well of vision in the soul, and entered where the wings of glory brood. And I have to stop there for a bit because I have some quotes from Madhav Pandit and Alok. So we'll take the term wings of glory. Alok says, the arms of love that hold creation. This refers to the supramental consciousness that folds the lower, finite creation in its limitless expanse under the wings of its omniscient knowledge and omnipotent power. Madhav Pandit says, Ashwapati steps into a veritable wonderland of the glory of God. The glory is pictured as a huge bird whose wings are brooding over the new creation to come, just as a hen broods over its egg. These wings enfold and incubate the new truth in the offing. So we see that this is a very, very powerful sentence. He entered where the wings of glory brood. In the silent space where all is forever known. We would call that the Akashic area, the area of the Akashic records. Indifferent, so we finished that. Now, indifferent to doubt and to belief, avid of the naked real's single shock, he shore the cord of mind that ties the earth heart, and cast away the yoke of matter's law. Again, very, very complex. So he calls this a silent space where everything is forever known. But he is himself indifferent to doubt and to belief. Notice that seeming paradox. Indifferent to doubt and indifferent to belief.
Mm.
It makes a lot of sense because he is far beyond belief now. But he is also avid. Now, avid here means desirous of, something desirous of, having an ardent desire for something. Avid of the naked real's single shock. Well, I'm told that when one enters those planes of existence, it is a shock.
Mm.
And he calls it the naked real's single shock. It's just one great, it's like a leap into something totally new.
Mm.
He's sure the chord of
Pleasant.
mind. Pardon?
But it's not an unpleasant shock.
Oh, no, no. He's avid of it. He's very desirous of it.
Okay.
See, that word tells us a lot, that avid.
Mm.
He really wants this.
Mm.
And then when he gets there, what does he do? He shore the cord of mind that ties the earth heart. Well, when you shore something, you cut through it.
Mm.
That's the definition we are looking for here. He cut through the cord of mind, because that cord of mind ties the earth heart. Our minds always do.
Mm.
And cast away the yoke of matter's law. See, this is a very, very powerful line, because matter's law for us is a yoke, like the yoke on two bullocks.
Mm.
It's a burden, isn't it? And he's cast it away. He uses that word so simply, cast away the yoke of matter's law. Now, in the Life Divine, Sri Aurobindo says, matter is by no means fundamentally real. It is a structure of energy.
Mm.
So, we can go on. There's a lot of, he says, the creative energy in matter is a movement of the power of the spirit. Matter itself cannot be the original and ultimate reality, because matter is a form of spirit. So I'll go on now, because there's so many things on the matter that we already understand. The body's rules bound not the spirit's powers. When life had stopped its beats, death broke not in. He dared to live when breath and thought were still. Well, we are told that many yogis have this power already.
Yeah.
They can stop their heart, and death will not come to them. So he's telling us that simply. And then, because the body's rules have no power to bind the spirit's powers, and he dared to live when breath and thought were still. So this is the silent mind. The silent mind, absent of all thought, all feeling, anything at all. And because he is able to do that, Sri Aurobindo tells us next, thus could he step into that magic place, which few can even glimpse with hurried glance, lifted for a moment from mind's labored works and the poverty of nature's earthly sight. Could he step into that magic place, which few can even glimpse with hurried glance? So, why only few? Because very few have ever been there. Probably Ramakrishna and Sneha, and maybe Raman Maharshi. I don't think any others. So, in this poverty of nature's earthly sight, nature cannot see very far because she's too concerned with herself. Her creation and her destruction occurring at every moment. Every moment there's a creation, there's also a destruction. And that's how nature moves ahead. And we see that. We see it easily in the past. When the dinosaurs were no longer needed, she created something else and destroyed them. So, all that the gods have learned is their self-known. Isn't that an interesting line? All that the gods have learned is their self-known. So he's far above the gods. Now, there in a hidden chamber, closed and mute, are kept the record graphs of the cosmic scribe. And there the tables of the sacred law. And what I told you before is absolutely true now. And there is the Book of Beings index page. So we are in the place that is called the Akashic Records, where everything is known, everything is recorded, every act that ever happened on the earth is recorded there. But there's something else there. The Book of Beings index page. And here again we have Alok and Amal and Nolini. So I have quite a few things to share with you. First of all, Alok says, the Book of Being is the eternal Veda, secret within the very heart of creation. The index page refers to the guide to this inner knowledge, which can be discovered by diving deep into the heart of creation or climbing to its highest peaks as Ashwapati, the king seer, has done. When one has thus ascended, one can discover the hidden symbolic meaning behind everything, as an index page discloses the contents. Now, Amal says a little differently, but it's brilliant also. When Ashwapati enters the occult cave, he finds, among other wonders, hidden from the outer consciousness, an orderly guide, as in an index, to all the mysteries of existence, mysteries such as the Rig Veda offers through its system of ordinary objects, like those we find in outer life, especially cows, which were a very important part of the Vedic people's day-to-day career. Now, Nolini is always very terse with his words, and so he simply says, the book of fundamental existence, static existence, the truth that exists. So now we have the text and glossary of the Vedic truth. Well, the Vedic truth, of course, is the Vedas. And it really pertains to the variety of Sanskrit in which they are written, or the Hindu culture that produced them. So we go from the beginning here now. The text and glossary of the Vedic truth are there. The rhythms and meters of the stars, significant of the movements of our fate, the symbol powers of number and of form, and the secret code of the history of the world. And nature's correspondence with the soul are written in the mystic heart of life. It's a beautiful thing. Look at the allusion to astrology here. The rhythms and meters of the stars, significant of the movements of our fate. The symbol powers of number and of form. You've read about Ramanujan?
I watched a movie on him.
Very good. It's a good movie also.
Yeah.
And he never worked out any of these things.
Mm.
He just received them from above.
Yeah.
And still today, they are finding that everything that he said was true.
Mm.
In 2023.
Mm.
So, and the secret code of the history of the world. There's a secret code of the history of the world. We see darkness when there is only light.
Mm.
We see hate and evil when there's only love. So this is the secret code of the history of the world. And it's also nature's correspondence with the soul, because correspondence means corresponding with the soul, in tune with the soul.
Mm.
And all of these things are written in the mystic heart of life. And I think there we'll stop for today so you can read everything, because
Yeah.
there's quite a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
And in which plane is Akashic Records in Supermind or beyond?
Beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we still have existence, consciousness, and bliss,
Mm.
and even above the supermind. Eh?
Yes. The yoga of the king, the yoga of the spirit's freedom and greatness. This knowledge first he had of time-born men.
Yes, but you want to say this knowledge, dara, dara, this knowledge first he had of time-born men.
This knowledge first he had of time-born men,
Good.
admitted through a curtain of bright mind that hangs between our thoughts and absolute sight. He found the occult cave, the mystic door, near to the well of vision in the soul, and entered where the wings of glory brood, in the silent space where all is forever known. Indifferent to doubt and to belief, avid of the naked real's single shock, he showed the cord of mind that ties the earth heart, and cast away the yoke of matter's law. The body's rules bound not the spirit's powers. When life had stopped its beats, death broke not in. He dared to live when breath and thought were still. Thus could he step into that magic place which few can even glimpse with hurried glance, lifted for a moment from mind's labored works and the poverty of nature's earthly sight. All that the gods have learned is their self known. There in a hidden chamber, closed and mute, are kept the record graphs of the cosmic scribe, and there the tables of the sacred law. There is the book of being's index page, the text and glossary of the Vedic truth are there. The rhythms and meters of the stars, significant of the movements of our fate. The symbol powers of number and of form, and the secret code of the history of the world and nature's correspondence with the soul are written in the mystic heart of life.
Do you have any questions?
No, I was just curious, like where Akashic records were. That's it. Yeah.
Good. Okay. See you next week.
Thank you so much. See you.
You're welcome.